Yo, what's up? It's your boy SRG Poe. Back with a motherfucking another one, you feel me? Real nigga. This is the motherfucking Lil Wayne and motherfucking Lil Webbie story, nigga. And I got a funny one for y'all tonight, nigga. Peep motherfucking game. Nigga, this was my sophomore year, I think. My sophomore year in school, you feel me? Nigga, we found this particular day or whatever, we found out Wayne and Webbie and all them was coming to what was that, the Gordons? What was the Gordons? It was either the Gordons or one of them motherfucking little, you know what I'm saying, venues or whatever. I forgot which one it was, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all can look that shit up on Google or whatever, look that shit up. Like, it gotta be somewhere, you feel me? But like I said, I forgot the particular building, you feel me, we was in, but peep game. We found out Webbie Boosie was supposed to come, Webbie Boosie concert, right? I mean, Webbie and Lil Wayne concert, right? So peep game, my cousin, this nigga Trizzle, one of his aunties, she works security, doing security and shit at different little venues and shit, different shows and shit, right? So she do, you know what I'm saying, shit at different shows and shit. So that my fault, y'all over better. So like me, well they was like, Cuz was telling me he was gonna get us in for free. You feel me? Get me, him, and my nigga Derek. You feel me? In for free, right? So me and Trizzle, I wish I had my nigga here with me so he can vouch for me on this story too. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get him to get in the comments so he can, you know what I'm saying, tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, his little side in the comments or whatever. But yeah, this nigga was supposed to get us in, everybody in for free and shit. That's what he was gonna say or whatever. So this particular night, we all out in front of Trizzle's house. Me, Trizzle, and Derek. Derek had a little, I think it was a little Chevy Nova, or not a Nova. It was a little, I think it was a Mercury Marquise. You feel me? A white little Mercury Marquise was shoved in that motherfucker. You feel me? Like, in the inside, well, that motherfucker was nice on the outside, but in the inside, that motherfucker slapped. You feel me? But he's the only one that had the car at the time, so we outside chilling with Cuz, right? This nigga, me and Trizzle chilling with Derek inside the car. We smoking and shit. This nigga Derek, we telling Cuz, we like, yeah, you sure she gonna get his head? You sure your people's gonna get his head? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. So, what's so crazy? While we out there chilling and shit, my nigga, and my nigga, yeah, I think was Red out there. Yeah, my nigga Red was out there too. It's a funny one. My nigga, it was me, Derek, Trizzle, and Red. You feel me? We was all out there smoking, drinking, all that shit. We was getting towed up and shit, right? So next thing you know, this nigga Derek's cousin pull up. This nigga, he got a Pontiac Grand Prix. He pulls up for it, or he pulls up or whatever. He was like, what was y'all doing? Y'all going to the little concert? Everybody like, yeah, and shit. Everybody flying shit. He was like, yeah, everybody fly. We're going there, do our thing and shit, right? So peep game. While we all out there talking, the nigga that, I don't know if y'all looked at my one video, but remember I told y'all about the video where I seen a nigga get stole like Moley out Friday? If y'all was looking at that, go back and look. Somebody keep calling. If y'all go back and look at that video, y'all know who I'm talking about. But this nigga Tony, my cousin Nick came around the corner. You feel me? Yeah, it was Tony. Yeah, Tony and Nick came around the corner, right? I don't know how the fuck they met up. Cause these two niggas really wasn't like hanging with they knew each other and shit, cool with each other, but they wasn't hanging with each other. But them, I don't know how the fuck we met up with them niggas, but I mean they met up, but they walked up to us or whatever while we was all outside in front of Trizzle's house. You feel me? Chilling, smoking and drinking and shit, right? Liquor, cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never drank beer. I don't like that beer shit. Like I ain't like the taste of that beer shit, so I never really drunk beer. But when we going out like to like a concert or something, that's the only time like I drink, like get drunk a little bit, you feel me, to where I can't I don't get too drunk because I got a low tolerance on that shit. My tolerance ain't high. So I watch how I drink. I just get in my little mode and then woo woo. So we got all these bottles and shit. This nigga Red, this nigga Red turned a motherfucking, like he's a drinking shit, but this nigga turned them motherfucking bottles up like getting fucked up. And you can already tell because like little females and shit was walking up the street. He's hollering at everything walking up the street. He's talking to every nigga to walk up the street, but like you could tell this nigga's folded and shit, right? So we tell this nigga, man, get your ass in the car. We like, man, for real. We really trying to wait a little late to like, we know when Lil Wayne and all them niggas are gonna be on stage and shit, so we trying to wait. Like we ain't trying to be in that bitch early. That's why we sat there, smoked and drank. So we can already be feeling ourselves, you feel me? Before we get in that bitch. So, next thing you know, matter of fact, I had like a little bit over $1,000 on me. You feel me? So that's why I was like buying bottles and shit. So before we left, I'm like, her stop at the liquor store. Matter of fact, everybody was like, we getting bread in the car. We telling Red, man, get your drunk ass in the car. So I'm like, man, let's hurry up and get up here for real. If he wouldn't have been doing all that, we probably would have still been sitting right there for another hour. But luckily, kind of luckily, he did that because that made us pull off or whatever. So we get that nigga Red in the car. We like, man, get in the car and shit. Woo. We pulls off. This nigga, my cousin Nick and Tony got in Derek's cousin's car in the Grand Prix. So they pull out following us behind us or whatever. So the whole time we driving, this nigga Red out the window and shit yelling at her chick, female, like we drive past, yelling at her female that's in a car that we drive, just doing dumb shit, you feel me? Yelling out the window, like singing the music that cause Derek was bopping or whatever, right? So we like, this nigga's fucked up. So my silly ass holler, stop at the liquor store real quick to get another bottle, cause this nigga Red two the bottles up, right? So when we gets at the liquor store, we sees a car full of females or whatever. So this nigga Derek start talking to them and shit. They but everybody start talking to him and shit. We like, where the other parties at or whatever. They was like, shit, we heard about the Lil Wayne and Webbie and shit. We ready to go up there. But there's another party. I think it was at where the fuck was that other party at? I don't know if it was the Roxbury's. Oh, Mally. One of them, it was somewhere, there was another club. Coles, one of them, something, but it was another club that wasn't nowhere near the Webbie and Lil Wayne concert. But we ended up going there first to see what the fuck that looked like. But before we got to that motherfucker, soon as everything was straight. We got to that motherfucker. It looked like everybody was leaving and shit. So we like, what the fuck? We need to go ahead and dip. Like, it was some motherfuckers there, but we was like, we need to go ahead and get to the Wayne and Webbie concert, right? So we goes in. When we dip from there, when we leaving from this motherfucker, this nigga Red, like he's slumped at this moment. You feel, look, y'all, this nigga slumped at this point. He's like, when he get back in the, like, he was up when we went to the little party, and that motherfucker was dead. So we got back in the car, You know what I'm saying? One of them, man, you feel one of them slump, you feel me? So we like, this nigga's toe up. He probably ain't gonna make it in the club, y'all. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. If anything, we gonna keep this nigga in the motherfucking car. You a lie, you feel me? At least that nigga, you crack the window, he'll be alright. So we gets a little bit up towards where it pull up to the Wayne and Webbie concert, y'all. Why this nigga Red rolls down the window? I'm thinking this nigga Red start, you know what I'm saying, getting out the window, yelling and all that. You feel me, Red look back at, cause I seen him, but I'm ready to look over and be like, man, get your ass in. But this nigga, next thing you know, like when I looks over, this nigga start throwing up and shit, throwing up a lot. I'm like, looking back to see if, make sure ain't no police behind us. I'm like, cool, ain't no police. I'm like, man, hurry up, man, throw up and shit in the car. So when, you know what I'm saying, you know how the nigga throw up, they feel like a little bit relieved or whatever, right? So he felt relieved, but this nigga, when he got back in the window, he hollered, damn, man, I'm dizzy and shit, man, I'm tired of the motherfucker. He was like, we need to get some water, So I had a little pop or whatever that I had, that I mixed with my little liquor that we just bought. So I gave the nigga the rest of the pop or whatever. I'm like, girl, you can have that motherfucker. We ain't got no water. That nigga drunk that. Next thing you know, when we pulled up to the Wayne and Webbie concert, this nigga was asleep. So we did exactly what we heard. Fuck, we gonna leave this nigga in the car. He'll be all right. We leave this nigga in the car, y'all. Walks up to the Wayne and Webbie concert. So when we gets up to this bitch, y'all, remember I told y'all, this nigga Trizzle was supposed to get everybody in. Like, man, for real, the main motherfuckers he was supposed to get in was me, Red, Dirk, and him. So when we gets up to the door, I don't know if cousin, I don't know if cousin was gonna pay their own way or whatever, but like cousin them didn't have no ticket. Like when you got to the little upper where you pay, you know what I'm saying, give them your ticket or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no here you gotta pay and then you get a ticket, and it wasn't nothing that like you had to already have your motherfucking ticket or whatever. If you didn't have a ticket, you wasn't getting in that motherfucker type shit. You feel me? So we didn't know this though at the time, so we gets in that motherfucker. That motherfucker's, I'm talking about packed, y'all. This motherfucker is packed. So we see these motherfuckers from the hood, a couple motherfuckers from the hood, a couple motherfuckers we went to school with. We look at her, we like, oh, that's what's up. We smell smoke and shit. We like, oh, they let you smoke in this bitch? I swear it be lovely in this bitch. So we gets to the door, we see cuz it's peoples. This nigga Trizzle's peoples the security lady supposed to let us in or whatever. So we gets to the door, she like, how many you got? He was like, what's up, cuz? This is my nigga, da-da-da, it's my nigga, this and that. So she sees a whole lot of niggas with us, right? She was like, how many niggas you say you was gonna get in or whatever? He was like, this. I was like, come on, cuz, you got, he said, me, the regular people that basically roll with Dirk, me, Trizzle, Red, and Dirk. You know what I'm saying? So look, she was like, for real, it's so packed in here, they ain't letting nobody else in here unless you already bought your ticket and everything, so you gotta have a ticket. So she was like, here's what I'm gonna do. She said, you need to make a choice. Because for real, I'm only ready to let your ass in here. Like, you my cousin. She was like, these other motherfuckers ain't my peoples, you feel me? I'll let you in, but these other motherfuckers ain't my people. So she said, you need to make a choice right now. She said, you need to pick who you gonna, she's like, I'll let you come in here with one friend. She said, you need to pick who you gonna let in this bitch. So peep gang, I'm Trizzle's like nigga like day one, you feel me? Derek is a nigga like he just met, like not just met, but he was hanging out with him the whole time I was locked up, and then I got out of locked up, I went to boot camp, all that little shit. He was hanging with him and shit, them little 3 years I was gone. You know what I'm saying? So they became tight, but me and him was day ones. You feel me? from elementary on up to the end. So this nigga was like, girl, I'm ready to pick third. So I'm like, in my head, I'm pissed the fuck. I'm like, damn, nigga, you gon' just leave us out here at the fucking door, bro, and pick this nigga Derek, cuz? Like, damn, you gonna do it like that, cuz? Like, so cool. We backs up and shit. But when I backed up, I turns around, I see a nigga like get mad because the line was so long, the nigga threw his ticket down. So I'm looking, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab this nigga, you feel me, ticket. So I grabbed this nigga's ticket, y'all. And motherfuckers were paying attention, but they really weren't paying. They ain't give a fuck, so I'm looking at it. I push it in my pocket. So one of the niggas from the hood, this nigga named Donald, this nigga big nigga, you feel me? This nigga Donald seen me pick up the ticket and shit, so he gets out of line, come over and see us talking and shit. I'm over there fired up like, damn, this nigga left. But I was like, hey, y'all, I just found the ticket. But I was like, at the same time, I don't want to just go in here without y'all niggas, you feel me? It was Derek's cousin, this nigga, my cousin Nick, this nigga Tony, and me. You feel me? It was us four or whatever. So we like, damn, man, we can't get in this bitch. And Donald came right there. He was like, that's what we was talking about first. So Donald walked up. He was like, hey, man, he was like, what's up, cuz? He was like, I seen you pick up that ticket. He was like, what, you found that bitch? I was like, yep. He was like, let me see that bitch. I let him see it. He looked at that bitch. He already knew he couldn't, like, take that motherfucker from, like, strong one because I had my peoples with me and shit. So he looked at that. But he's a brown man ass big nigga, you feel me? He looked at that motherfucker. He was like, man, this motherfucker, he can't get in there with that. That's why he probably threw it, because he can't get in there. This motherfucker's a fake ticket or something like that. I'm like, what? So me, I'm ready to throw that motherfucker down, but like something told me to keep this motherfucker, right? So I kept this motherfucker. So cuz and them was looking at me like, I ain't even gonna lie, cuz. We were going this bitch. We were go out this bitch and parking lot pimp, cuz, like, for real, if you want to, go in there and do your thing. He was like, you know what I'm saying? I already been to a few, this nigga Nick telling me, I already been to a few concerts and shit. My life, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you go in there, do your thing. He said, you know me, I'm ready to sit out here and get all the little chicks. Cause remember I told this nigga Nick's a pretty boy, so he was like, we ready to sit out here and get all the little shorties and shit. So me being me, this is what's like, it ain't fucked up, but this was fucked up, cause I walked back in front of everybody in line, nigga. Everybody looked like they was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? So I walked back up to cuz people, the security lady. I'm like, hey, is this ticket? I was just asking her. I'm like, is this ticket real? She was like, she looked at it. She was like, yep, here, come on. She put the stamp on my hand. She was like, here, go right there and check him. So I walked up. I'm like, oh shit. So I walked up. They checked me, patted me down. I ain't got nothing on me. I'm walked in there, I looked around. It's fat in this motherfucker. I'm thinking I'm gonna see cuz them right at the door first, right? So I ain't see this nigga. So what I did was, I'm looking at cuz them. I'm like, damn, it's a side door over there. Look, everybody that was in this motherfucking concert know exactly what the fuck I'm ready to say, y'all. I'm looking at the side doors, right? I sees a couple motherfuckers coming through the side doors. I'm like, oh shit, cause first I'm thinking of a way I can like throw the ticket out, you know what I'm saying? The cuz, when you feel me, when old girl and the like, cause they'll take your ticket, they'll take the ticket, give it back to you, you'll get stamped, you walk in that bitch. So I was gonna try to find a way to throw that motherfucker out there with them two wasn't looking or something. Maybe they grab the ticket and then get in line and shit, and then we repeat the shit. But when I seen somebody coming in the side, I'm like, oh shit, let's try it. I'm gonna try to sneak cuz them in the side door. So I'm texting this nigga, I'm telling them about it, right? So they comes to the side doors. When about time they got to the side doors, a couple motherfuckers had already came in, but By the time they really got close right there by the side doors to where I could let them in, a whole lot of motherfuckers start coming in. So people start seeing that shit, and security ran over that motherfucker real quick, and they, you know what I'm saying, got the doors by the time cuz them got right there by the doors where I can let them in. So I'm like, fuck. So before they would, for real, before they closed the door, I'm like, look. I'm like, her, fuck. The dude was like, man, back up, back up. He was like, what, you want to go out there with him? I'm like, you know what, her, fuck it. I go out there with her, yup. Because in my head, I'm like, if you think about it, I can either take my hat. I had ask cuz, can I wear his hat or whatever? Forgot what kind of hat it was, but I had a hat. So I'm like, if anything, I could take his motherfucking hat off and wait outside for like a little minute and then come back around, come in this bitch. And if anything, I sneak in this bitch with my ticket, if anything. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm ready to go out there with my peoples. So I end up, I was like, yeah, her, go on, let me out. So I went out the motherfucking doors. We all on the side. I'm like, they was like, damn, boy, you was just sitting there, what the fuck? I'm like, man, fuck it, I'd rather be out here with y'all niggas, like, for real. It didn't feel right, me going in there and shit. So when I seen the shit on the side door, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect opportunity. I was thinking of something before I seen that, but nigga, that shit popped off, and I told y'all about that, and then that shit happened. So I came back out here with y'all anyway, like, fuck it. So as soon as that shit happened, y'all, tell me why while we right there talking about that shit, I looks over to my left. This nigga Webbie walking down the motherfucking sidewalk by his motherfucking self. Watch on, icy than a motherfucker, chain on, icy than a motherfucker smoking a cigarette, talking on the phone. So we like, what the fuck? This nigga walked past us, we like, what the fuck? But like, he walked past us, took like maybe 10 steps, then like walked towards like a little bit towards the building because it was like the wall part right there, and then like just kept on walking back and forth, talking on the phone and shit. So we like, what the fuck? This nigga Webbie just walked. Was that Lil Webbie? So everybody like, oh shit, that was Lil Webbie, that was Lil Webbie. So we like, oh shit, that's Lil Webbie, that was Lil Webbie. So we young niggas like, oh shit, man. We ain't never seen Webbie. This nigga was icy and shit. This nigga ain't had no security guard with him or nothing that. This nigga walking by his motherfucking self, real nigga shit. You feel, real G shit. You feel me? But I don't know if he had the blicky on him, but I'm pretty sure like that nigga had the blicky on him because he had ice on him and everything. But like while he was walking, smoking his cigarette, you can tell he was like either drunk or high because the nigga was like kind of like wobbling while he was walking or whatever. So next thing you know, all us, we back in the same little group, and a couple other motherfuckers that nigga Tony and Nick knew seen. They walked up on us, like 4 other niggas walked up on us. We all talking and shit. And we goes up to the side door where we seen Webbie like come from it first. And it was like some other doors and shit in the back to where you can tell that's where v.I.p, because a nigga had one of the securities had a v.I.p tag on. That's where you can tell the VIPs was. But when you looks over to the right in the street, you seen 2 big ass tour bus, like big ass tour buses. We seen 2 of them big ass and them like, but these motherfuckers look like not no regular tour buses. Like these motherfuckers look like some ignorant shit. You feel me? Like ignorant tour buses. So we like, oh shit, we wonder who's on that motherfucker, right? And we was probably like, oh shit, that's probably Webbie shit. And then this nigga Tony, let me remind y'all, like, back then, like, everybody was going off Lil Wayne. Like, when we was in high school, everybody was like, Lil Wayne's the hardest rapper, or either Gucci, or either Jeezy, you feel me? So, but this nigga Tony, his favorite rapper was Lil Wayne. Like, this nigga was gone off Lil Wayne. Like, you couldn't tell this nigga nothing. He was one of them Lil Wayne fans, you feel me? Like, I'm pretty sure a whole lot of other motherfuckers was. But look, y'all, he was probably like, man, that's probably Wayne shit. That's probably Wayne shit. So, right before this nigga Webbie walked right back past us, right, go back in the VIP list thing, we was standing like right there because the security guard nigga told her, he was like, man, y'all need back up. Like, man, we just sitting right here chilling. What are you talking about? He was like, back up because this nigga Webbie's right here and we got to protect him. So y'all niggas got back up a little bit. So Like, man, nobody worried about you, so we backs up. And nigga Webbie walks back up. He walk back in the door and shit, and walk back in the building. This nigga, something told me, like, cause I kept on looking at this nigga's watch, y'all. Why the fuck did this nigga Webbie's watch fall off, y'all? Damn, I'm looking at the wrong one. Why the fuck this nigga Webbie's watch fall off and the nigga didn't even see it? If you think I'm lying, this nigga tell y'all. Like, anybody that's watching this shit that know me, you feel me, cuz them, that was there with me, they'll tell you, this nigga shit fell off. The nigga didn't even see it. Security ain't see it. Like, he ain't see it at first. So, when Webbie got closer to security, like, was just looking at him. He was walking with him. So, I'm telling them, I'm like, hey, cuz, you ain't just see it? Them niggas was like, nah, well, a couple of them said, nah, but cuz them seen it. They was like, yeah, I seen it. I said, cuz, I'm not gonna get that. He said, cuz, you ain't ready to go get it. I'm like, why I ain't? I was one of them niggas, like, you feel me, like, when we'll be like, I'll rob a nigga, I'll beat a nigga up, I'll go get a chick. And they'll be like, you ain't ready. And then I'll be like, I ain't. Then they'll be like, you ain't ready. I ain't. And I'll be like, watch this. I was one of them, you feel me? And I'm walking up to the motherfucking watch where I grab it. I guess the motherfucking security guard heard me, like, walking up, like, kind of behind him. And the nigga turned around and he seen me bending down, picking up the nigga Webbie's watch. So I said, hey, Webbie, like, something told me I was gonna take that motherfucker and walk out, because this motherfucker, y'all, the circle on that bitch was big as fuck, like, big ass, icy ass motherfucking watch, y'all. That was the face on that bitch. Like, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. You feel me? That's how big ass face on the watch. But icy motherfucker all the way around, band and all. I grabbed the motherfucker, but I was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get a nigga shit back. But I said all this quick as fuck. I'm like, here you go, Webbie. You dropped your watch. At the same time as dude, the security guard that was with him, seeing me, like, turn around and see me, I hurry up and said, like, picked that motherfucker up and said that to where Webbie turned around. He was like, hey, youngin', hey, you a real one. Nigga shook my hand. He was like, hey, man, you a real one. He was like, look, man, I appreciate it, right? I'm thinking the nigga rap be like, hey, all y'all can come in. This nigga picked up, he was just like, you a real one. The nigga shook my hand, and the nigga walked back in that bitch, y'all. Stayed on his phone, walked back in that bitch, smoking a cigarette, and him and the security guard. I'm like, damn, at least they was like, at least that nigga shit. They was like, man, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. If I know we wasn't gonna get in that motherfucker or he wasn't gonna give me no money, I would have just took the watch and took off running. Fuck all that, you feel me? So next thing you know, I'm right there fired up again. This nigga Lil Wayne steps off the bus. He had that big ass 6'7" ass Hawaiian nigga, you feel me? Samoan nigga, whatever he is, Samoan or something, nigga looking nigga with him. Dude was about like 6'7", 6'8". Stepped out I'm like, damn, what's that, a basketball player? He stepped out the bus first. Then there was another nigga behind him. Then it was Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was a little bitty ass, short ass nigga, y'all. Little short nigga. This nigga walking up, you feel me? He had a whole lot of other niggas behind him and shit. So we still standing right there. So after the one security took Webbie in, he come back right there, standing right there. So he holler, hey man, I told y'all need to back up. Y'all need to back up, woo woo woo. So by this time, we get no tip. We like, bro, what the fuck you keep on coming over and fucking with us, bro? We just helped this nigga Webbie. When he dropped his watch, nigga, and gave the nigga's watch back, you lucky we ain't run off with the motherfucker. What are you talking about, nigga? And the nigga ain't even let us in or none of that. So this nigga Wayne heard us over, like, you could tell, like, because I looked over at this nigga Wayne heard us over at Oregon with the security guard, and he heard what went on or whatever, like, everything that was going on. So this nigga walked right there. He said, hey, man. He walked up to the security guard. He hollered, hey, man. He was like, nigga, what the fuck is your problem? He holler, if them niggas came here to see me, let everybody in, nigga, and give them VIP motherfucking passes. Y'all. We like, what the fuck? Dude act like he didn't want to do it, nigga, but Wayne told him to do that shit. That nigga holler, man, her. The other security guard came. He was like, her, that was working in the inside. He came out there, he told him, like, hey, give him the VIP pass. He gave everybody a VIP pass that was right there and shit. We went in that bitch. We was like in the little backstage area, you feel me? Lil Wayne had went like out like where the curtains was. And then like before you, like the curtains was open, but they was like, you know what I'm saying, a part where you couldn't see. Lil Wayne then was like standing over like right there and shit. And matter of fact, the nigga had his motherfucking daughter with him, you feel me? Like this is when Reginae was like young. This nigga had his daughter with him and everything. Cause remember I told y'all inside the little concert and shit, you can smoke and shit. They was in there smoking weed, cigarettes, blacks, all that shit in there drinking. This nigga had his daughter and his entourage and shit with him, y'all. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, that's what's up, but like, at the same time, I wouldn't have brung my daughter with me, like, at that fucking age, and it's all this smoking. And the nigga did that prostitute song and shit. Like, he performed that when he went out there. I'm like, that, like, when we went on stage and shit, we, like, went, like, when he went on stage, he was performing and shit, but we went where he was standing before he went on stage. We were just standing right there and shit, right? Because one of the security guards was like, this is the father's VIP takeout, so y'all can't go out there. So we like, damn, at least we got right here. So we was like, fuck this. We ready to go out there in the crowd and try, you know what I'm saying, move around, mingle around since we already in this bitch. So we moves around. I ain't end up finding cuz, none of that. You feel me? So they had a little, it looked like we was in like a basketball gym or something. That's what it looked like, but they had like a big ass basketball gym, but they had the goals up. And we goes over, we sitting at the stadium seats and shit. We like, man, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they had like the stage, the stadium seats, and then they had a big ass dance floor where that motherfucker was packed. So motherfuckers was really sitting in the stadium seats because motherfuckers ain't want to get on the dance floor, get pushed over, pushed through the crowd, all that shit. Then it was dark as fuck and cloudy as fuck in that motherfucker. But that nigga Lil Wayne performed, man. And, yeah, man, we got out that bitch. By the time the shit was over and we left the motherfucking thing, that's when everybody linked up, like, when we was, like, outside in the front. Everybody linked up and shit. We, went to the car or whatever. And, matter of fact, we didn't see Derek and, Trizzle or whatever. So everybody had linked up, went back to the car. We were just waiting on Derek and Trizzle to come back, so... Cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if them niggas didn't have a phone at the time, but niggas was we couldn't get in touch with them either. They didn't have a phone at the time, so we waited for them to get back to the car. Them niggas was like, man, we was looking for y'all niggas. They got back to the car and shit. But what's so funny, y'all? This nigga Red was still in the motherfucking car. He was good and shit, but this nigga was still in the car, knocked the fuck out, sleeping like a motherfucking baby, y'all. Sleeping like a motherfucking baby, y'all. You feel me? Luckily, he's out there and shit, you feel me? But that nigga was still in that bitch sleeping like a motherfucking baby, y'all. You feel me? But yeah, man. That's my motherfucking Lil Wayne and Lil Webbie story, you feel me? Lil Webbie was cool, you feel me? I don't put nothing on him, you feel me? He did what he did and shit, but Lil Wayne, I'm talking about Lil Webbie, he did that shit, but I ain't gonna lie. Thinking back at it, I ain't gonna lie, I should have took your motherfucking watch, though, cause I ain't gonna lie. Cause I was a little young nigga, I ain't had shit. You ain't let us in, Webbie. But this nigga Wayne let us straight in that bitch, you feel me? So salute to him for that, you feel me? And yeah, man, for everybody that know what I'm talking about, getting them motherfucking comments, y'all like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Shit nigga Pope playing, I'm ready to go get high off some of this motherfucking dope ass smoke that I just grabbed. And I got a little bit more of this motherfucking Casamigos left. So I'm ready to go and drink that and get up out here, you feel me? Got another one on the way, y'all stay tuned. You feel me? Real nigga.